Hey everyone, with the Blu-ray and DVD release date of Star Trek Into Darkness 2 weeks away, I figured it was time for me to do like a two-part video of me reviewing the first 10 Star Trek films. I don't know if I'm going to do a review of the J.J. Abrams reboot or not, but anyway, this will be part 1 of my review, reviewing the original 6 films in the Star Trek series. So, without further ado, I will get started. And these will just be, quick reviews, I won't go into too much detail about them. Okay. First is Star Trek The Motion Picture from 1979. And this is the film that started it all, the very first film. The film that reintroduced the world to Star Trek after the show ended in the late 60s. And while it did modestly well at the box office, it wasn't necessarily a hit with fans, but due to its lack of action or whatever. But in my opinion, this film deserves a lot more credit now than it had originally gotten back in '79, and this still features the best ending sequence of a Star Trek film ever. I mean, if anyone out here has seen the motion picture, then you know exactly what I'm talking about. Okay, next is Star Trek II: The Wrath of Khan from 1982, and this is arguably the best film, considered by fans to be the best film in the original series. I mean, what more could you ask for? You have action, you have great performances, you have a performance by Ricardo Montalban as Khan that just cannot be topped whatsoever, and plus you have a very heartfelt ending in the series. When it I mean, if anyone out here has seen Star Trek II: The Wrath of Khan, then you know exactly what I'm talking about. Just a little spoiler alert. I mean, but then again, this movie has been out for 30 years, so this isn't so much of a spoiler now. As you all know, Mr. Spock gave his life to to save the crew from certain destruction at the end of the film. So like I said, this is no doubt the best of the original series films. Okay, next is Star Trek III: The Search for Spock from 1984, and this picks up where the ending of Star Trek II: The Wrath of Khan left off, and this is another fine entry into the series. This is okay, like whereas Star Trek II: The Wrath of Khan met with the death of Spock, this one deals with Spock's rebirth and resurrection, as well as the death of the Enterprise, the destruction of the Enterprise, so to speak. But this is another fine entry into the series. Okay, next is Star Trek IV: The Voyage Home from 1986, and this is another really, really good entry into the original series films, and how it deals with all the aspects of time travel and humpback whales and everything. It's just a fun, lively entry into the series, and I'm not sure if a whole lot of you know this, but Star Trek 2, 3, and 4 is more or less a trilogy, because I said Star Trek 2 met with the death of Spock, Star Trek 3 met with Spock's rebirth and resurrection and the death of the Enterprise, and Star Trek 4 was pretty much the rebirth of the Enterprise at the end of the film. Okay. But 3 really fine entries into the series. Okay, next is Star Trek V: The Final Frontier. Now, this is considered by fans to be the worst in the original series films, and I happen to agree. You know, I may have liked it when I first saw it back in 1989. I was younger then, but I may have liked it when I first saw it back in '89. But looking back on it now, I kind of like it a lot less now. I mean, one thing, William Shatner directed it, so I guess that's one reason for the fifth film not to be the best one in the series. I mean, Leonard Nimoy directed the other two before this one, so it's easy to see why it's easy to see the difference between Leonard Nimoy's direction and William Shatner's direction. But Star Trek Five, it is what it is. Like I said, it's not the worst Star Trek. Well, actually, I take that back. It's just not the best film in the series, to be honest. I wouldn't say it's the worst, but it's not the best. Okay, and last but not least is Star Trek Six: The Undiscovered Country. This is the final. This is the final film in the original series crew, and this is a fitting in. This is a fitting end to to the series and everything, and plus you have a great cast. You have Christopher Plummer, Kim Cattrall, and it just has a really good cast, and plus it's from the director of Star Trek Two, Nicholas Meyer. So this is, like I said, this serves as a fitting end to the series. You have action, you have drama, suspense. I mean, what more do you need to know? Now, I haven't watched the Captain Summit disc yet, but I know that it's pretty much a roundtable discussion with William Shatner, Leonard Nimoy, Patrick Stewart, and Jonathan Frakes, and Whoopi Goldberg is the host, and they talk about their experiences on their respective shows. Shatner and Nimoy on the original series, and Stewart and Frakes on the Next Generation. So I haven't found the time to watch the Captain Summit yet, but I will soon. Okay. About to go ahead and put these back in here. Like I said, people, I didn't go into too much detail on all these films because I'm sure that some of you have seen these before. So, and I'll probably put a disclaimer in the description below if anyone has not seen this. If anyone has not seen any of the Star Trek films, based on what I was talking about in this video here, on the things that happened in the films and everything, with Mr. Spock's death and everything, and his resurrection. But to be honest, Star Trek just can't be Star Trek without Mr. Spock, Okay, everyone, this has been my quick review of the first 6 Star Trek films. This is the end of part 1 of this video, and be on the lookout for part 2, which will be me reviewing the Next Generation films. Rate, comment, subscribe, and let me know what you thought of the video, and I will see you later. Thank you for watching. Bye.